Hey there, all you farm-loving fools. Here's today's project. We're fixing that wagon. Now, we're in the shop right now, but in just a second, we'll take you outside. Here's that block we had, the old one. And they just used a carriage bolt. If you know what those look like, they just got a square in the bottom. And that went through here, and then just a nut on top, and it had a little T-handle. The problem with this is, when this wood gets a little soft, that carriage bolt won't hold, and I'll show you the remedy for that on the new one. So how these work is it's just a block of wood. I assume it's oak, that's what I'm using. They drill a hole in it, split it in half, and as you tighten these down, this bolt, you'll pinch that tighter on the shaft, and that'll make it give you a little resistance. We'll talk about that outside. But this one's rotted, falling apart. This isn't the best design, but that's how they made it. So over here, if you can see, I've got a piece of oak, and I drill a hole in it, and then I just take a saw, split it in half. That gives you two pieces like this. And then I remake this, and I'll take you outside and show you how that worked out. I fixed the pan too. So let me just take you out there and give you a quick look at that. This was a fun project. Turned out pretty good, actually. So here's our wagon, and what I did with that block of wood, I split it in half like we talked about here, and that round part will go on this shaft. This is the T-handle to adjust it right here, and all you do is crank it this way and it pinches that together, or you loosen it if you want to go a little easier to turn. Eventually that'll get out of adjustment, and that's what this bolt here is for. You tighten down that side, and then you have more adjustment. Now, instead of just running a nut on the bottom, or what they had was that carriage bolt, I bought these T-nuts. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but each of these corners that's knocked out was actually turned up as it's a pokey thing. I don't know, pokey thing? That's the word. And it holds into the wood, so you can turn this bolt on top and not turn the nut. See that bolt turning? Maybe a little bit. And then that nut will stay right there, and you ain't got to have two wrenches. You can just do it wherever you're at in the field. So that turned out good. Now it's a little squeaky, but I'll show you. I just oiled it and it worked in good. But you can lift it, rotate this, just cog just goes up in them holes. I remember I fixed those. I welded the bottoms in, cleaned them all up. And that cog there just rolls inside of that bar and raises this door up. And then your grain can come out of this wagon. The door stays up so it don't fall down on you. It works pretty well, and it's fairly easy to go up, or, excuse the noise. Yeah, she needs more oil. Or you can shut it down tight. And then as far as this bent up chute goes, well, the ends were getting wallered out on this thin metal. So what I did was I welded a washer on there to give it a new hole, a new beginning. And then I double nutted this, so this is stationary, and the rotation is now on this heavy piece of metal. See if I can give that a little movement for you. Can you? Let me get you in close. You see what I mean? The movement is the nut on the end, not this thin piece. I did that on both sides. And then when you close it, you want to make sure you don't have any gaps up in here. Your grain will come out. The backside can go on the ground. Those are tight. There's that other double nutted deal. And then this board you add to the bottom. A lot of guys do this because them chutes are so wide. It's fine for the elevator, but if you want to fill a bucket, now you ain't got to worry about grain spilling out all on this side. On the ground, it'll all go in here to your bucket or bag or whatever you're using. Alright, it's a little longer video, but I hope I didn't bore you. Kind of fun to work on this stuff when you got a few minutes. And it does work well when you take the time to make it work right. I don't know how to tell you. That oak wood right there should last a long time. Well, that's today's project. All right, gotta go.